What's up everyone, Shaun Murray here, and I want to talk to you guys about one of the questions I get asked most: how to get more pop. I want to get more air. And of course, people want to go wakeboard and get some air, so I want to help you guys do that. In the end, I want you guys to be able to put less effort into your riding to get more out of it, and what's cool about that is your riding ends up feeling better. And a byproduct of that is it ends up looking better. Now, I say that with caution because too often we get caught up in how am I looking out there while I'm riding? What does it look like? Am I getting some high fives? That's a cool byproduct. But remember, the reason that you're out there is to have a fun time for you. If those byproducts of high fives and trophies or whatever happen, that's cool. But let's keep it about fun and what the sport feels like to you. One of the biggest mistakes that I see people making is they think you need a huge wake. Does that help? Sure. But actually, if you're learning how to get these techniques dialed in with a big wake, it can be a little bit difficult because it has to do with maintaining body position, and a big wake is going to try to push you out of body position a lot of times. So I encourage you, first, do this with no weight or very small wakes at first so you can really learn how to put less effort to get more out of it. Another thing that can really help you is sizing up on your board. Surface area is more to push you into the air and a more stable landing. Now, what some people don't realize is wakeboarding is different than any other action sport out there, like snowboarding, skateboarding, BMX, where they use ramps to get into the air. What I did when I was younger is I thought, cut at the wake really hard, get to the wake, flatten out, and ride off it like a ramp. We have a different set of physics in wakeboarding, and when you understand how these work, you can take your riding to a whole different level, and it's gonna feel like a different sport. It did for me years ago, and changed how I experienced the sport of wakeboarding. So first, to address push. Push has to do with the fact that the water is standing still, but we're getting pulled across it. You may have heard me explain, if you stick your hand out the car window and you're kind of surfing your hand in the air, you can feel what it feels like to get your hand to go to the right and go to the left. When you tilt your hand to the right, it not only gets pushed to the right, it also gets pushed back. Now technically, the wind outside is not really moving, it's the car that's moving through the wind. And it's that fact that our hand is getting pushed makes it feel like we're getting a lot of pressure. Well, the lake or the water that we're riding on is standing still. And when we lean on the board's edge, the board not only gets pushed in a direction, it gets pushed back. Hence the feeling, the harder you cut, the more the rope pulls. So the best way to gain that push is to actually stand up, similar to how you stand on the ground, and lean against the pull. The harder you lean against that pull, the more the board is going to get pushed in a direction going against that pull. I call that angle and edge. The more angle you get, the more push you're getting, as long as that board is sitting on its edge and not sliding across the water. You're going to see a lot of pros and other high-level riders squat down as they cut into the wake. That's not a bad thing, but what you have to understand is you need to stand up at the wake so that you are somehow not crushing at the wake. You're actually receiving the pop and staying strong. I tell people it's the same thing as if you're getting bounced on a trampoline by someone, you don't have to add to it, you just need to stand up to receive it. What I'm going to show you here is what I call the power position. This is how to get the most power with the least amount of effort. So essentially, you're using your bones stacking on top of each other to take all of that force rather than having to use muscle. Take it away.
One of the most important things when you're out riding is body position. A lot of people, they will cut with an aggressive cut sitting down like this. You can cut hard like that. But if you want to get more power with less work, stand tall, hips up, shoulders back, arms relaxed, knees slightly bent, and lean back. You can get a lot of power for a little effort. So it's all about body position. Essentially stack your bones up on top of each other. Use that same approach for your wake jump. Stand tall, hold your edge through, and that's how we can get big air without putting a lot of effort into it. Cutting in, standing tall, letting my body position straight jump. So if I want to take the same cut, but with a little wider, I'm just going to build up angle and edge longer, holding my edge all the way through. Here's toe side. The most important thing is holding your edge through the wake and being ready not to push. The best way to do that is to stand tall. So stand tall, hold your edge, be strong, And you only want to go out on the flat so many times, so it's not the softest landing.
Well, I hope this has helped you guys understand the sport of wakeboarding like it has helped me over the years and really changed how it feels. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and it really makes sense how the water works to really make that handle and all of those forces really work for you, so that it's a great feeling. If you guys have questions or comments, put that below. I'm Shaun Murray. Enjoy your ride.